Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. Today's outrageously exciting video is for any people out there who want to change their beautiful Squier J Mascis Jazzmaster, which looks like this, into a Squier J Mascis Jazzmaster that looks like this.
Oh my god.
So yes, a couple of major changes there, a neck and a pickguard. So in the video I will show you what I did to accomplish this task, and I will tell you why I did it. But first of all, let's remind ourselves just how good this guitar sounds. So there's a full tune at the end of the video if you're interested in that sort of thing. So let's look at the first part of the process, putting a new neck on the Squier J Mascis Jazzmaster. Now here's something that I do if I'm reusing strings. I put a bit of painter's tape around the top of them so when you take them off or when you loosen them they don't all tangle up, and that saves you a lot of hassle if you're going to be reusing the strings. So looking at the two necks, I was very surprised to see that the holes are in exactly the same place. So I did not have to drill new holes. The holes in the Mexican one are slightly smaller, but I just went ahead and used the same screws. And they fitted in exactly to the neck pocket. I had to do no work at all. And there it is. I didn't have to put a shim in or anything like that. I think it took the angle of the neck up slightly, so I had to raise the bridge. But all in all, that was so easy to do. It was really just a case of taking the strings off, swapping necks. Now for a little break in the proceedings, here's how good the neck pickup sounds on its own. Here's what I ended up with. Now that's a bit jarring having the headstock a different colour, so what I did was order the new pickguard from eBay. So let's see what it looks like in situ. That's the old pickguard there, the anodized one, and let's get the new one there. So that's red tortoiseshell, if I put it the right way around. It looks pretty good against the cream body, I think. Now the original, the anodized one, does not have any, it's only on one level as it were. So there's no chamfering around the edge. Now this could be an issue for some people, which I'll explain later on in the video. So how easy is it to change the pickguard? Let's watch in super fast motion. So it's really just a case of taking out all the screws on the pickguard. I think there's 13 on these ones. I was lucky because the pickguard is exactly the same holes as well. So take all the screws off. You need to take the bridge posts out, take the controls off. Now do not do that. Do not use pliers to take off those nuts, but I didn't have anything else handy to do it. So I reckon the whole sort of thing must have taken me about 20 minutes. Now you do have to take all the controls off, like take the screws out of the selector switch and all that sort of stuff. Now I just left them in the right place, so when I put the new pickguard back on I could just reconnect them all, and like say maybe 20 minutes or something to do the whole thing, and then you have to screw all the screws back in, and it fitted exactly. I did not have any work to do. Sometimes when I've been changing pickguards on other guitars, you have to sort of reshape the pickguard slightly to match like the new neck or something like that, but this was dead easy, just a case of taking all the stuff off, putting the new pickguard in, and then connecting all the stuff back up. And again, do not do this, do not use pliers to turn those. You really need a tool to do that, and you know, it was a tool that was doing it. I wasn't doing it properly, but it's the only thing I had to hand, unfortunately. So let's see what it looks like when I was finished. there's a string stuck to the body. So there was one issue here. Those rhythm circuit switches, because that is a 3-ply guard and the original one is only 1-ply, so it's quite a bit thinner, those actually sit quite low. You can still move them, but it's a bit trickier than a single-ply guard. To be honest, I do not use a rhythm circuit, so it was not a big deal. So there you go, it just fitted in exactly. I was really pleased, and I think it looks pretty good. But then you get to that and it's not the same colour. Now, I find this, I'm 50-50 on this. Does this look okay or what? Let me know in the comments. So there's what I ended up with. So do you think that's jarring, different colours? And for another musical interlude, let's hear how the middle position sounds. Now I probably did find it a little jarring, the difference in colour, so what I did was, or what I tried to do was, tried to match the original pickguard, the anodized pickguard, with that oxblood colour of the Mexican made neck. So I was just going to get some sticky back plastic from the good folks at Amazon and stick it on that. Now I could not get the exact colour, so I just went for this colour of sparkly purple. But I'm not sure. When we get near the end of the video, I'll show you how it ended up. Well, I wasn't convinced, so I've got plan C. I'm already on to plan C for getting these almost matching, other than buying a pickup from the Troy Van Leeuwen one. That ended up like that. So what I did was I took off the tortoiseshell one, and tried this, because I thought it might look a bit better, but this is not the exact colour of the headstock of the Troy Van Leeuwen one, and I thought it looked even worse than that. So it looks a bit funny. It's too different a colour. So as I said, I have ordered a proper purple one, which I think will be a better match, but I'm going to leave the red tortoiseshell one on at the moment. It's certainly different looking from other Squier J Mascis Jazzmasters. So the $1 million question, why did I do this? Well, strangely enough, it was a bit of an accident to begin with. I wasn't really looking for a new neck. I like the neck on the Squier J Mascis Jazzmaster. However, it was not one of the rosewood ones, it was the Indian Laurel one. I thought the wood was a little bit light, but I hadn't really intended on changing it until I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, just browsing, window shopping, as us guitar players do. And then I noticed an advert locally for someone who was selling the neck from a Troy Van Leeuwen, I think that is his name, Jazzmaster, a Fender one made in Mexico, selling it for a very good price, I think £175 or something like that, with all the tuners. And I immediately thought, I'll just get it. I had no idea if it would fit on the Chinese Squier J Mascis body. I just bought it, met him the next again day, traded £175 for the neck. And the only other work that I did on the guitar was I put a bit of foam underneath the bridge pickup just so I could raise it up a little, because it seemed to, when I put that new neck on, the bridge was slightly higher, just to get all the action and stuff like that. So I'm pleased with it so far. I posted it on a Facebook group for offsets and Jazzmasters, and people were quite, I think they were quite taken with it, thinking, you know, that's definitely different. If you saw someone playing that, you would, it would stick out. So at the moment, I'm waiting on another pickguard arriving, scratch plate pickguard, and I will put that on, and we'll see if it looks better than the red tortoiseshell one. So there you go. If you're thinking of doing something similar to your Squier J Mascis Jazzmaster, it really isn't that difficult. So as I promised at the beginning of the video, there is a full tune coming up. I played it on this through a purple plexi setting on my Kemper, and I used my new fuzz pedal from Hello Cellar Effects and Astrotone Fuzz. Brilliant pedal. I'll put a link below to Joe's YouTube channel and website. As ever folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. Cheers for now.